Hi, I'm Dr. Mohlman here at Grady Veterinary Hospital, and today we're going to talk about microchipping. Microchipping your dog is one way to ensure that they have a permanent identification source for them. So in case they lose their collar and they're out and about, if they get out of the yard or, the mailman comes to deliver a package and the dog sneaks out, you have some way to identify your dog. Here at Grady's, we probably see, probably a couple dogs every month at least that we identify with a microchip and are able to reunite them with their owner. So it is a great way to permanently identify your pet. A microchip is just an electronic identification source, and so it's about the size of a grain of rice, so the pet doesn't feel it at all when it's back and under their skin. It's placed behind the shoulder blades of their back into the fatty tissue there, so it doesn't have to go in the muscle. It's not going to cause any harm. It doesn't cause any pain. Sometimes they get a little scab right where it's placed, since it's placed with a little bit bigger needle than a vaccine is. But then anytime they can, you can identify your dog by just a simple scan, and a number pops up and a phone number that helps to identify the pet. First, we'd want to make sure that he doesn't already have a microchip. So you always want to check with the microchip scanner, and it just checks for any chip. He's a little startled by it. And so there's no chip on Bowser at this point. So this scanner is one of many varieties of scanners that can read different chips. So the microchip is just it's just given almost like a vaccine. It's typically already packaged in a little needle. The needle is a little bit bigger than the ones we use for vaccines and blood draws and that kind of stuff. And the needle's just put under the skin, and then the microchip is expelled under the skin, and the dogs are then microchipped. Most dogs don't mind this. It can be done on a dog that's awake. A lot of dogs, we do it when we spay and neuter them, because then they're asleep, and obviously then they hold very perfectly still. Bowser is just gonna be held here by Kristin today so that we can make sure we get it placed properly. And we brought a treat for him because he definitely likes treats. So Bowser, you want your cookie? There you go. Oops. So we're just going to place the needle under his skin, a little flinch there, and then pop the microchip in. That's it. He wants the rest of his treat. Here's your treat. Obviously Bowser, he felt the prick of the needle for a second, but then he was more interested in the treat than anything else. So now, a lot of times there will be a little scab where the needle went through, and sometimes there'll be a drop of blood. I don't see any blood on Bowser. And then now, if we use our scanner, it comes up with his microchip number and a phone number to call. So if your pet would get lost, then all the shelters, SPCA, most veterinary hospitals have the scanner. They can just scan it over your dog, and it pops up a phone number to one of the chip manufacturers. You call there. They help you tell them what chip number the dog has, and they will get you in touch with the owner. Now, the important thing to remember is if you get your pet microchipped, you also have to register it to your name and your phone number. And if you move, you want to update your phone numbers and your address so that way it's all the most current information. It is a great way to identify your dog. It doesn't hurt. They can't feel it. Bowser's already forgotten all about it. He just wants to get down and get more cookies.